Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the stand-up. You're going to be actually, this might turn into a longer than a stand-up. We're going to have a little bit of a rant and a rave about Claude and Godot and MCPs and me sometimes not knowing what I'm doing. And something that Claude done as well, actually. So we can blame Claude for this. So Claude gave me a bunch of free credits, as they do every now and then. So, and I was actually struggling to get through things. So one of the things I've done was, now previously I'd installed this MCP server, or MCP with Godot. And the idea is it can open up the game, test stuff out, see what's going on. Well, actually it can't test stuff out properly, but it can access a lot more things in Godot, particularly around scene management. And it can see sort of the debug output as well, which makes things easier. Great, wonderful tool. I thought it could open up the game and then play with it and test it. And one of the reasons why I really thought that was that I said to Claude, and it's probably here somewhere in one of these chats, which was basically like, hey, go away, go use the MC. I didn't even say to it to go use the MCP because I thought it knew it. Go and test the game and come up with a bunch of bugs. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll let you. So, sorry, I'm getting lost on this one. So I basically said to it, go off, find a bunch of work, come back to me. All right, cool. So it goes off, and then because it's integrated in Jira, so it goes in and it creates a bunch of these tickets. And some of them like these are like ideas and all this kind of stuff, okay, which is like really useful for it to do. So I've said to it, go look at the code base and try it out. And then I went to it, well, can you look for bugs? And it said, yes, I can. So I was like, cool. So then it went through, and as far as I knew, it opened up the game, tested it, and found these bugs and raised them up. Well, it turns out it wasn't doing it via the MCP. It was doing it via the Chrome extension for Claude. I didn't know it could do this, but it was basically opening up the game and testing it and finding stuff out. And then even when I had the conversation with it about that afterwards, it was going, I've not used the MCP. We thought it was using the MCP, and then when I'm asking it to go do the same thing again, it's like, well, I can't do that. I was like, you can via the MCP. Well, no, the MCP's not working. Apparently it's not been working for a long while. That's a separate problem because I was accessing Claude Terminal via like a Linux window on my Windows device, and it was just and I'm accessing Godot in the downloads folder, and just like my initial setup was terrible, so we had to sort of just like clean up how I've got like how I'm using the terminal and where Godot is and stuff like that. So we finally have the MCP server working, but there is still this thing where somehow with the Claude extension, I think it was the Chrome extension, it went through and started just finding these bugs and then raising them all up for me. Let's see if we can find it actually here. OTIF 449. Let's see if we can find OTIF 449. OTIF 449. Yeah, look. Is it this one? Yeah, say, is this the one here? So let's have a look at this. Make me an MD. This was about making me an MD file. Can you test my game? I cannot find a Godot executable on the system, and even if I could, I don't have a way of capturing the run in game's display to visually test it. Godot is a desktop application rather than something I can interact with through browser tools I have access to. Alright. I'm going to try it, and then time run out, try again. I want you to test that through again and through all the other 4 levels and settings. Run out of context. Hit my limit. You can see this happening a lot. Carry on. And yeah, look. It raised up a bunch of bugs. And I think it was doing it via, like I said, via the Chrome extension. So yeah. So currently, what the long and the short of it is, I've got a bunch of bug tickets that I don't know if they're real or not. So this whole epic here, I've got to go through and figure out. Wait, what epic? This epic here. I've got to go through these babies and figure out what they are and figure out if they actually do work. But yeah, but apparently it opened up the extension and started doing it itself. So I'll find the chat where I can dig that out. I might put some more information around it if I get some comments. Engagement. Anyway, look guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.